Anxiety at work is a topic that I myself have been struggling with for many years when I was employed, and it's more than wanting to please other people or having the fear of what other people think. It's about how you see yourself because, luckily, thank God, it all starts with you, from you, and how you communicate with yourself. So, I have a few tips and tricks that I think are going to help you with keeping your anxiety under control when you are at work, whether you are an employee or in management. Now, the number one thing you need to do is to say no more often. Saying no is basically something that happens within your relationship with yourself because you don't necessarily need to have the fear of how is my manager going to react or how is my teammate going to be talking to me from now on if I constantly say, no, I'm too busy, and I really am. I truly want to help others, but I have way too much going on. How are they going to see me from now on? The thing is that you need to set some boundaries with yourself for yourself only. Because if you are already focusing on a task, be sure that unless you finish it 100%, you never want to go and start anything new. You don't even want to think about the next step until you are closing, sending off the task that you are working on right now, because this is the main problem, my fearless friends. You want to do too much, you want to please everyone. So at the end of the day, you saying no means that you have some boundaries put in place, meaning that now you are 100% going to focus on what you have started now. Even if your manager comes with something really important, something that you should have finished yesterday. Everything is so urgent nowadays. You can be really honest with them and just say to them with these words or something similar: hey, thank you. I'm already working on this. As soon as I finish this, you can be 100% certain that I'm going to start on this next task because you cannot multitask. It's so damaging to think that you can do several things at a time. We just don't work like this. Our mind only functions when you work on one thing at a time, you finish one step. You do not even think about starting the second step until you have fully finished the first step. What's going to happen next is that your manager, teammate, colleague, business partner, they're going to respect you so much more because they see that they respect yourself. They see that you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, they are going to respect yourself. So saying no is basically a mental habit that you need to start implementing with you, with yourself, and how you deal with yourself. How is this going to happen, you may ask? How can you say no? How can you put these mental barriers when you have 100 things on your to-do list? Work with a schedule. Work on timing yourself for a month or two until you kind of get the idea of how much time does it take for you to finish a certain task. Because if you are very engaged in a lot of activities at one time, you'll basically be at the end of the day with zero achievements. You won't finish anything, so might as well focus on one. Maybe in the first few days or first few weeks, you are going to only have one task finished at the end of the day, and that's great. That's better than nothing. I always say that having 1% is so much better than not doing anything at all. What you want to do is to see how much time it takes for you to perform a certain task. Usually, you may want to use the traditional pen and paper. I use sticky notes, post-its, a notebook. I use all sorts of agendas, but make sure that you always keep something handy to write things on. Ideally, you want to avoid using your phone because it distracts you so much. You'll get notifications, you may get messages, all sorts of social media posts, that are going to get your attention. So, the traditional pen and paper. I usually have a notebook for my personal things, one for work, one for ideas, because you never know when your ideas strike. And you having laid down on the piece of paper the amount of time that it takes for you to finish a certain task, maybe some you'll get the hang of it. You won't need to put down that many items down because now you'll kind of have a feel of how much is this going to take until I finish it. However, avoid as much as possible working on huge to-do lists. These are never ending. My to-do list on my phone, because I would use my phone, let's be honest. We most of the times use our phones when we have a lot of things on our mind and it's handy. Who can blame us? I used to do this as well. And for shopping lists, I still use my phone even today and it's very handy. If you have your notifications turned off, be very honest with yourself. Our phones and our social media is a great distraction, and most of the time, our phone uses us. What you want to do is not do what I used to do a few years ago. So, my to do list would be on my drafts for ongoing pages. I would have 10 pages of things that I would need to work on, and you want to avoid that as much as possible. Because let's consider what would be our goal at the end of the day if you are dealing with anxiety in your workplace is to make sure that you feel this relief at the end of the day with accomplished tasks because this is what brings us happiness at the end of the day. Ideally, it would be the process itself. But this is a talk for another day because this is highly controversial, a lot of processes to put in place. However, make sure that you have at least one task completed by the end of the day. When you do that, you are going to be so much happier because you'll see that you can truly accomplish things. And slowly but surely, you'll get the hang of doing so much more and you'll stop feeling the pressure of giving others priority. My fearless friend, be your number one priority and make sure that you give yourself all the attention, all the appreciation that you need because no one else is going to do this for you. Unless you become your number one fan, supporter, BFF forever, no one is going to do that for you. So it all starts with you, and this is the most amazing thing that you discover slowly but surely. No one is going to treat you better than you treat yourself. So put this in practice. Say no more often. Do not think of another task until you are fully finishing what you have started, and you'll see how your anxiety is going to decrease considerably. Let me know if you want my support. I am your fear specialist. I help teams and their managers and their um, amazing CEOs keep stress and fear under control, working on giving you an amazing fear free culture in your organization. I am on roxanapope.com. Follow me for more great free resources on my website as well, roxanapope.com. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll be very happy to answer